You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. You don't need a spotlight to make an impact. You lead with presence, not performance, and that's what sets you apart. As a Sigma INFJ, your strength doesn't come from dominance or charisma. It comes from depth, clarity, and quiet conviction. People may underestimate you at first, but the moment they see how you move, how you read the room, how you stand firm without shouting, they start paying attention. Not because you ask them to, but because your silence speaks louder than most people's noise. You weren't born to follow, and you never needed validation to lead. You were born to guide from within, without the crowd, without the noise, just the kind of leader the world often overlooks until it needs you. So if you lead by example, not by control. You've never needed to bark orders or prove you're in charge. That's not your way. And it never has been. You lead through presence, through the way you carry yourself, think through your decisions, and stand by your values even when it's hard. People follow you not because you tell them to, but because they sense something different about you. Your clarity makes them feel safe. Your conviction makes them trust you. And your quiet strength makes them want to rise to your level, not out of fear, but out of deep respect. You don't push people forward, you inspire them to move. And that's what true leadership looks like. It's not loud, it's not forceful, it's grounded. And that's exactly what you bring into every space you enter. Your presence commands attention without effort. You don't walk into a room trying to be noticed, but somehow people notice you anyway. It's not because you say the most or take up the most space. It's because there's something in your stillness that speaks louder than words. You carry a calm energy that makes people feel like they can breathe around you. You're grounded, thoughtful, and fully present. And in a world full of noise and performance, that stands out. You don't chase approval. You don't force connection. You simply show up as you are, and that quiet confidence draws people in. They can't always explain why they feel drawn to you, but they feel it. Your presence speaks for itself, and when you do finally speak, people listen because they know you only speak when it matters. You observe before you act, then strike with precision. You're not impulsive, and you're never in a rush to prove anything. While others react, you observe. You take in the room, the energy, the dynamics, reading between the lines before most people even know there's something to read. You don't speak just to be heard. You don't act just to be seen. You wait until you fully understand what's going on. Then you move. And when you do, it's with clarity and precision, no wasted effort, no second guessing, just clean, deliberate action that cuts through confusion like a blade. It's what makes you so effective, your ability to stay still when others are scrambling and then act with quiet confidence when the moment is right. That's not hesitation, it's mastery. And people may not always understand your timing, but they never forget your impact. You don't seek power, you influence through insight. You've never been drawn to power for the sake of power. You don't need control to feel important, and you don't care for status symbols or loud titles. What drives you is something deeper. Understanding. You see what others miss. You notice patterns in behavior, unspoken motives behind words, and outcomes before they unfold. It's not magic, it's your mind. Quietly watching, connecting dots, and sensing what's really going on beneath the surface. And because of that, people listen to you, even when they don't fully understand why. There's something about the way you see through noise and get to the core of a problem that earns respect without demanding it. You influence not by force, but by clarity, not by fear, but by wisdom. And that kind of influence isn't temporary. It stays with people long after you've walked away. You don't need recognition to feel worthy. You've never needed the spotlight to feel valuable. Praise feels nice, but it's not what fuels you. What matters more is the effect you have, the change you create, the people you quietly uplift, the direction you help steer without ever needing credit. You operate in the background, often unnoticed, but never unimportant. You don't lead to be seen, you lead because it's who you are. You care more about results than recognition, more about substance than appearance. While others chase visibility, you focus on meaning. And the truth is, that kind of leadership lasts. It doesn't fade when the attention moves on because it was never built on attention in the first place. Your worth comes from what you give, not how loudly you give it. And that's why people trust your leadership. even if they don't always say it out loud. You stay calm under pressure while others panic. When things fall apart, you don't. While others scramble, raise their voices, or react emotionally, you become even more still, more clear. It's not that you don't feel the chaos around you. You feel everything, but you've learned how to breathe through it, how to ground yourself in the storm and think when everyone else is just reacting. Your mind sharpens under pressure. Your intuition gets louder. And that calm energy you carry, it becomes magnetic. People start turning to you not because you're the loudest, but because you're the one who doesn't lose control. In the heat of the moment, they look to you for stability, for insight, for quiet strength. And what they may never say out loud is this: your calm doesn't just help them, it saves them. That's leadership most people will never understand, but they'll always remember. You walk alone not because you have to, but because few think like you do. You've always felt a step out of sync with the world around you, not in a lost way, but in a way that feels strangely right. You see things differently, you think more deeply, you question what others accept without hesitation, and because of that, your path has never been crowded. Most people don't understand why you don't chase what they chase, why you're content with solitude, or why you walk away from things that seem normal to everyone else. But that's because they don't see the world the way you do. You walk alone, not out of bitterness, but out of alignment. Your solitude isn't a punishment. It's a space you've chosen, a space where your thoughts can breathe and your purpose can grow. You don't follow the crowd because the crowd was never going where you're meant to be. And deep down, you've always known that. You don't lead the way others do, and that's your strength. You move with purpose, not ego. You walk in silence, but leave impact wherever you go. And even if the world doesn't always understand your quiet power, that doesn't make it any less real. In fact, it makes it rare. So if you've always felt like you're different, like your mind works a little deeper, like your path is meant to be yours alone, you're not wrong. You're just built differently. And here, you're not alone. This space was created for people like you, quiet leaders, deep thinkers, rare souls who don't fit the mold. If that's you, subscribe and stay close. There's more here for you than the world ever offered.